From Bill Pennell Field in Garden City, Michigan, Cougars 85. This afternoon, the Garden City Cougars take on Allen Park Inner City Baptist. Hello again, everybody. I am Dan York along with Kevin Kramus, our second game of the 1985 men's soccer season, and our fourth broadcast on Omni Edition Sports this year. And Kevin, the Garden City team comes in 1-4-1 with a rash of injuries against a very good Inner City Baptist team.
Garden City's out. 5 key players are out for Garden City. Rich Kasparik's out. He has a back injury, and he'll be out for the next 2 games. Mark Kramus got hurt yesterday in practice, put his knee out, and he'll be out. We're not sure when he'll be back. Matt Lamazzo, he has a knee injury. He'll be out for 2 games. Mike Risch is out with a knee injury. He'll be out for probably 3 games. When Dave Smith was in a head collision, and says here he'll be out for 1 more game. Tim Horvath is out for Garden City. He was red carded in the Etzel Ford game. So Garden City hurts for their starting players.
And Garden City was in trouble coming into the 85 season with a new coach, a rather inexperienced team, and they had everything going against them as it was. And now they are already 1-4-1 on the season. Plenty of games left in 1985, but with the loss of a lot of key players, it's going to be tough for the entire season.
I understand this Allen Park team was championships and state champions in Class D last year, so Garden City's going to have a tough time with so many people out. It looks like right now Matt Boucher is in net for Garden City, and I don't think he plays net too often.
All right, so it'll be the Garden City Cougars versus Allen Park Inner City Baptist. This is Cougars 85. Garden City versus Allen Park Inner City Baptist at Bill Pennell Athletic Field in Garden City, Michigan. And we are just minutes away from getting this game underway. Garden City, as Kevin said in the pregame, full of injuries. They've taken the fellow we saw play in goal in the opener, Daryl Zutch. They've moved him to a forward for this game. He already has 3 goals on the season. He's tied with Bill Tremblay with 3 goals on the season, and Zutch started out as the goalie, so it shows you Garden City's offensive punch has been missing throughout the season.
Zutch, an excellent goalie, was moved up because of his aggressiveness. Zutch has been playing goalie for, I believe, about 4 or 5 years in the Garden City Soccer Club. But because of his aggressiveness, they moved him up to forward. Horvath, Garden City's other forward, Horvath is out with a red card. So I don't know what Garden City's going to do this week.
The offensive punch, Tremblay with 3, Zutch with 3, Gene Boyce with 2, and Kasparik with 1 on the year, and that's all the goal scoring Garden City has had. Okay, Brian Schwartz also with a goal on the season. Garden City lost their opener to Livonia Stevenson, a game we carried 0-6 in that one. Garden City then came back and beat Allen Park High School, which not to be confused with this team. That's the Allen Park Cougars, who are in the Tri-River League now. As a matter of fact, replaced to Garden City West. Garden City defeated Allen Park 7-1. Then they've lost consecutively to Dearborn 4-0. They tied Ypsilanti 1-1. Lost to Fordson 3-1 and lost to Etzel Ford 3-1. And soccer in Dearborn has always been a very powerful sport, and looks like it continues that way this year. And Garden City still has all 3 Dearborn high schools on the schedule for the remainder of the season: Dearborn, Fordson, and Etzel Ford. I was talking to Garden City's coach George Vella, who is finally back after missing the first game being out of the country. And he says Garden City, as in the past, will automatically go into the regionals. There will be no districts in high school soccer this year, as there have been no districts in the past, just because there aren't enough soccer teams around the state of Michigan, so automatically you go into the regionals. But it'll be interesting to see. Garden City will make postseason play no matter what their regular season record is. And they'll get a chance, just like everybody else, and get a chance to start from scratch. Horvath on our roster, we were told before the game, is wearing number 9, but as you said, he had a red card in the last game and couldn't play anyways if he wanted to.
I talked to him earlier today, and he said he wasn't going to play. I see Rich Kasparic out on the field. I talked to him. He said he wasn't going to play. He had back injuries. I see Matt Lamazzo's going to be in net, I think, for Garden City. He has a goalie uniform on now.
And as many injuries as Garden City has, I guess some of the kids that wouldn't normally play are going to find themselves having to play just to put enough players on the field for Garden City. Interesting field dimensions for this one. Buildings and Grounds in Garden City doesn't seem to know the difference between American football and British football, so we have widths that are comparable to the high school football dimensions. The width should be approximately, what do you think, Kevin, about 5 feet on each side, or 5 yards rather, on each side wider, as Kevin digs into the book. But they didn't do it. They just used the football dimensions, and the playing area is much smaller than it should be, and some of the players said it's going to take away their outside game.
It says here in the book that in soccer, you need a minimum of 50 yards and a maximum of 100 yards, so you could have a square field.
Says the book. Right now, that's international.
That's international.
International play, and I think high school is set. You're supposed to have a specific limit, a specific dimension in high school.
Probably 60 yards. What's football? Football's 50 yards.
I was hoping you had brought that. If it's about 60 yards, I think if football is 50 yards, it's a little bit wider. You see the Garden City team psyching themselves up, and you see Kramus in the orange. That's a perfect view of what the Garden City team is up against. Crutches for everybody.
Yeah, he was one of their best defensemen, and now he's out. He went to Doc Schoberg today, and Schoberg said he has to go Thursday and get it x-rayed again. Could have orthoscopic surgery on it.
Remember when that used to be something just for the pros? And now
it's not a big word anymore. People use it all the time.
15 and 16-year-old kids getting getting that type of surgery. So we're about ready to go. Garden City will defend the south goal, it appears. And Allen Park Inner City Baptist will defend the north goal. 40-minute halves. We play 2 halves. An interesting comparing soccer to the other main men's sports in high school, which are football and basketball, in that football only plays 48 minutes, basketball only plays 32 minutes, and these guys are out here for 80 minutes. So quite a difference in between sports. So we're about ready to get underway. Allen Park decked out in purple and gold. Craig McMahon, the center, handling that out there right now, and he'll do the kicking off. He has 8 goals on the season and 1 assist. Lynn Wensley of Allen Park, 17 goals, 10 assists. Wensley has more goals than the entire Garden City team combined. So it'll be an interesting, as a matter of fact, so does the second leading scorer, Craig McMahon out there. He has more goals than the entire Garden City team combined.
Forwards for Garden City, Schwartz, Boyce, and Zutch. Looks Horvath's in the game. I don't understand now. I understood if you had a red card, you couldn't play the next 2 games.
That's supposed to, that game, you're supposed to be thrown out of the game that you hit the red card, and then the following game. And interesting. When was the red card handed out?
Yesterday.
Okay, that's what I thought. Allen Park keeping the ball in Garden City's end early on. Controlling the ball now for Garden City is Bill Tremblay, getting it off to the far side. Carrying it now is Schwartz.
Schwartz kicks it out of bounds, and it'll be Allen Park Inner City Baptist ball. And
a throw-in. We're going to have to come up with a shorter name for Allen Park.
APIB.
That's awful long. The throw-in at Allen Park Inner City Baptist now with control, and they'll dump it back into their own zone and regroup. Controlling there is Brad Miles. He dumps it back to the goalkeeper, Doug Kearney. And Kearney gets a nice boot out to about midfield. There for Garden City, and getting a whistle, Richard Kasparic for the Cougars. And it'll be a free kick now for Inner City Baptist.
Garden City, I think, is going to be rotating their players a lot more. Casper can't be in the game too much. He can hardly run right now. Oh, collision there with Matt Lamazzo in the net. Lamazzo catches it. Zutch misses it there, but Allen Park puts it out of bounds. Garden City's throw in. Trombley will throw it in for Garden City. Throws it up to Horvath. Horvath tries to head it and misses, but Horvath still keeps control of the ball. Kasperick passes it up to Horvath. Boyce in there. Garden City loses it there.
And Allen Park so far early on with most of the pressure. We get a whistle, and I believe a handball was the call.
Again, Schwartz.
It looks like it just bounced up, took a quick hop, and caught Schwartz on the hand.
So it'll be an indirect free kick for Allen Park.
So Intercity Baptist gets the ball over midfield, making the play there. Bradley Miles. Garden City with the ball in the middle. Loose ball now, and Intercity Baptist again with control. As we said, we play 40-minute halves. It'll be a throw-in now for the Cougars. Played ahead now. Garden City with an opportunity. 21 for the Cougars. That's Schwartz. Ball goes out of bounds, and the throw-in will go Garden City's way. Waiting for the ball from the ball girl. We've got track practice for the junior high going on at the same time, so if you see a little additional activity, that's what it is. Garden City still with control. Loose ball down. The Chargers come up with it. This one near to going out of bounds, and it will be. No one taking control. Apparently went off a Garden City player. I thought it was off one of the Chargers. Throw in for Intercity Baptist. Defending closely for Garden City there is
Horvath.
Horvath. I was about to say Kramus. 3 is Craig McMahon, the center of this Charger team. And it's out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Intercity Baptist.
Somersault throw-in. Never seen that before in any kind of soccer. I've seen gymnastics in the Olympics, but not in soccer.
Nothing much gained from it other than a little bit of theatrics. There's a shot that actually gets a piece of the pipe. And apparently it hit the football uprights as the referee blew the whistle.
Lamazzo will take the goal kick for Garden City.
Garden City getting their players forward this afternoon, unlike that opening day game where the players are getting caught back on defense a little too much. Throwing it on the far side now is 13, Eric Rasmussen. We get a whistle in the middle, and it'll be a indirect free kick again for Garden City.
I think it was an unintentional handball there. Bounced up and hit it.
Nice boot. 4-man up for Garden City. Heading it ahead is Horvath. And the goalkeeper, Doug Kearney, gets his first work of the afternoon for the Chargers. He throws it out up front now to Scott Reese. Garden City with a little better ball handling in this one. They seem to be up for this contest. There for Garden City. And attempting to make a play was Gene Boyce. He tried to play it in the middle for one of his players coming up. A throw-in ruled for Garden City. Trombley makes the throw-in. And a whistle. And apparently all the result is an indirect free kick now for Garden City. And going in, playing at the Trombley was Kasperick. A header in there for the Chargers, and charging in for Garden City was Brian Schwartz. So Garden City showing some offense in this contest.
Didn't understand the call there by the ref. Didn't hear. She yelled something.
She said a mouthful, that's for sure, made a whole lot of hand gestures. And you could hear her saying something about purple and white both ways, so I don't know what the call was. Garden City again able to take it away. There defensively for Garden City is Horvath. Played ahead, and defensively there for Garden City was Jason Bruce. He plays it out of bounds, so it'll be a corner kick, I believe, for the Chargers, depending as to where the ball went out, and it will be a corner kick. A dangerous situation.
Garden City spread out more than we've seen in the first game that they played.
This is
You can
Rich.
tell who's playing.
Rich Hopper taking the goal kick. He puts it out front. There with the header for the Chargers, number 8, Lyle Wensley. And the defensive play made by Garden City and played out for the Cougars. And they've got 3 men in the midfield area now. Played to this side to number 5. That's Daryl Zutch, who was the goalie in the opener. Lost, though, to the Chargers and kept in on the near side by Hopper. Far side losing control is Scott Reese. Rasmussen tries to defend that one to no avail. It goes off of him out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in now. And we've got a player down and a whistle on the far side. That's a Garden City player that went down.
Looks like Kasparek. He's okay. He's limping around, but he's staying on.
We're about 8 minutes into this one. Garden City, Allen Park Intercity Baptist, Cougars 85, no score. We're at Bill Pennell Field. Dan York along with Kevin Kramus. Ball played back to the goalkeeper, Doug Kearney, by the Chargers, and they'll bring it back out. Number 7, Brad Miles there, playing a little catch with Kearney. And Kearney boots it out short of midfield. There for Garden City with the header, again, is Kasparek. Out of bounds onto the track. Throw in Allen Park Intercity Baptist. There with the steal for Garden City on the far side. And played ahead. There for Garden City is Horvath. Going head-to-head with Brad Miles. And Garden City will get the throw in. So Garden City gets control in the Charger end.
Notice here, Garden City's taking their time with their throw-ins.
And a line call against the thrower, Horvath, and it'll be a throw-in now for Baptist. There for Garden City was Kasparek, and tripping over him was Jeff Martin of Baptist. So a throw-in. And it's played ahead to Scott Reese of the Chargers, and another whistle. It'll go this way now. Garden City will take the indirect free kick. Goes ahead to Trombley. Wasn't intended for him, but he's there. Trombley with his shot. And a nice save by Doug Kearney, the goalkeeper. I think it was off the mark, but still a good opportunity for Garden City to put some points on the board. Kick down midfield now. Played out to midfield. There for Garden City was 17, Matt Busha. Out of bounds and a throw-in now for Baptist.
Boucher in there. Number 8 gets around him, though.
And the goalkeeper for Garden City, Matt Lamazzo, handles that one easily enough. Both players go up for it there. Neither one come down with it. Played into the middle now. It's a foot race at this point. Nice play by the Charger player. That's Ed Green to defensively break that one up. We get an indirect free kick, and Garden City ready to go right back at him. That was Boyce who had the original play, and coming out of the net to make the play for the Chargers is Doug Kearney again. So Garden City has shown quite a bit of offense in this one. Short of midfield again. No whistle there. It looked like between Kasparek and Wensley there was a little shoving, but no call. Handling the ball nicely for Garden City is Boyce. No call there now as Schwartz goes down. Very physical action in this contest so far. Controlling is Kasparek. He's got 5 on the wing. Empty net, but cleared out by Brad Miles. Following up, I believe, was Zutch for Garden City.
No one else was there, though, for Garden City. Boyce didn't get up there in time, and Garden City didn't score.
Zutch did have the opportunity, but just a little too soft. And coming out of nowhere, Brad Miles to make the defensive play, and Garden City robbed of a goal right there.
That was Kasparek that made the assist there, if I remember right.
So it'll be a goal kick now for the Chargers.
Whoever made that pass up there, it was good.
Approximately 30 minutes remaining in half number 1. No score. Garden City versus Allen Park Intercity Baptist. Omni Edition Sports at Bill Pennell Field. Played back. And the goalkeeper, Kearney, comes out after it now. For the Chargers, he boots it up to the midfield circle. There's 2 Garden City players and a loose ball. And a whistle's going to be called against Dennis Budka, who floored one of the Charger players. There defensively for Garden City is Budka. He kind of bounces it up in the air. Trombley gets off a rifle. Timed that perfectly. Played ahead now, Zutch. Zutch got a one-on-one with Greg Weston. Zutch and Weston, and the goalie comes out.
You see why Zutch is up there now. Zutch is very aggressive in the forward position.
He has had a good game for Garden City. Trombley. Zutch with the play to knock it off the Charger player. That was Rich Hopper who ended up guilty of that one. And a throw-in now for the Chargers.
I don't think that was a good call by the ref there because I think the ball has to touch the ground before it's out of bounds. I don't remember, but I think that's correct.
Well, if you can make the play with your feet still in bounds, it sure is.
Because that ball did not touch out of bounds. Play kicked out of bounds, fouled by Jason Bruce.
And another throw-in now for the Chargers. This is Dave Orthner. First time we've seen him handle the ball so far. Garden City with their players there defensively. They're leaving 3 players at the midfield line, as they should. Throw in for Garden City now as Allen Park tried to keep it in. Throwing it in for Garden City will be number 17, Matt Boucher. Boucher there brings it down. Budka plays it into the midfield. Gets past Gene Boyce. Boyce just a little lazy on that one. And coming up on the side now, number 9, Martin. Garden City getting physical now in the goalie area. And out for Garden City is Lamazzo to make the defensive play, but the defense there a little sloppy. High fly comes down for 21 Schwartz. We get a whistle and an indirect kick for Garden City.
Taking the kick will be number 2, Steve Engel for Garden City.
Engel takes his time trying to set it up. Wise play. Engel gets the shot off near the goal area. Defended, though, by the Chargers. Regrouping and coming back for Garden City is Budka. Budka gives it back to Engel. Engel unable to keep control and goes to the defensive play now. Engel plays it back to Garden City. And that's Horvath. Horvath with control plays it into the middle. Broken up by the Chargers and kicked out of bounds by Brad Miles. So Garden City with the throw-in and good offensive play again by the Cougars.
Rasmussen throwing it in for Garden City.
21, that's Brian Schwartz, who tries to put it towards the goal area, but it'll go over the end line. It'll be a throw-in, or a goal kick, rather, for Allen Park Intercity Baptist. Looks like they're ready to make a player change. Number 2, Tim Veenstra. Standing up by the official. We don't have the scorers table that is required for players to check in this one. There defensively for Garden City is Miles, or for Allen Park, rather, played out of bounds.
Let me go back. Before I was talking about out of bounds. It says here in the book, the ball has to completely go out of bounds, whether in the air or on the ground. So that's one time that I was wrong.
One time. Garden City now with a good opportunity. The ball cleared out of bounds by the Chargers. And coming in now is Veenstra. Have to see who he replaces, I believe. That's number 10, Scott Reese, coming out.
Garden City seems to be a whole different team than it was on their first game. They're playing like they're playing soccer now. They're not bunching up, doing things that you're not supposed to do.
They are spreading out and waiting and not committing themselves. Waiting for the opportunity.
No one's being a ball hog, really.
Lynn Wesley with some nice ball control for the Chargers. And we get a whistle, and it'll be a direct or an indirect free kick for Garden City, as in the middle. Number 8. No, that's number 3. Craig McMahon pleading his case to the official. So Garden City, out beyond their own 35-yard line, will...
Jason Bruce taking that for Garden City.
And he gets off a good one. 4 Garden City players up there. Here comes Dutch. It's another foot race. And again, the goalie comes out, Doug Kearney, to slow it up. Zutch has been there on a number of occasions so far.
Zutch is excellent today. He's really doing a good job for Garden City.
Garden City only with really one legitimate shot on goal, but a lot of drives. No score. Unofficially, 25 minutes remaining in the half. They do not keep a scoreboard clock for soccer. The official keeps his own watch, and that's all they go by. Chargers would... Good pursuit, and a goal scored from far outside by Craig McMahon. I'm not even sure if McMahon intended to do anything other than get the ball in play by putting it close to the net. But McMahon scores and make it 1-0. It was a harmless shot, just high enough to clear Lamazzo.
Didn't look like Lamazzo had much chance there anyways. The ball was over his head. Lamazzo's only about 5'5", 5'6".
It just barely cleared his head. So, Inner City Baptist, who had not had most of the chances here in the last few minutes, gets a break and puts a point on the board. 1-0, they lead Garden City. There's McMahon again. McMahon with a header. Bounces it far side to Martin. Martin there. For Garden City is Rasmussen. Up top, loose ball. And here comes Garden City. That's Trombley. Plays it ahead now to Horvath. Horvath goes back after it and keeps ball control. Gets it to Trombley. And it'll go near to out of bounds. Kept on the line by Scott Reese. This time it will go out of bounds and a throw in for Garden City. So Garden City coming right back at the Chargers after giving up that goal. Loose ball. Allen Park Inner City Baptist there, though. And played ahead now to Brian Schwartz, out of bounds. Throw in the Chargers.
In at forward for Garden City, number 7, Mike Risha, came in at the score.
And he replaced Zutch, I believe, who was out there hobbling a little bit on the sidelines. So that hurts. Garden City now with the ball in their own end, coming out, making the play, goalie Doug Kearney. And I assume Zutch will be in there just as soon as he can be.
You see everybody in the Garden City team with knee braces. Rish has 2. Everybody's
Schulberg
out.
must be making a ton on these guys. In the middle.
At $50 a brace.
We did a show with him that's going to air this week that
On
showed
knee
how much
braces.
that stuff costs. And those things really do cost. We get a whistle. And it looks like nothing more than a handball, an indirect free kick now for the Chargers. And taking that for the Chargers will be Miles. Miles boots it off far side. There for the Chargers, Jeff Martin goes out of bounds. A throw in now for Garden City. Zutch just adjusting that thing right now. No signs of coming in immediately. Ball in the penalty area. Played ahead. Trombley is there. Trombley now with an opportunity. 4-on-2 for Garden City. Trombley hustling down the near side. Trombley's going to take it all by himself, it looks like. He's defended. He's in there. Breaks it. And it's saved. There's the goal. 21, finally. For Garden City.
Didn't count
Schwartz.
it. Schwartz scored
Now,
it.
what's the call? It's got to be a handball call at that point.
I think it jumped. Schwartz fell on the ground. He got back up. The ball hit him in the hands. Not on purpose, but
But that's how it went in, though, by the hands, huh? Trombley did everything right there. He timed it right, waited until the last minute, dumped it off. Schwartz was there. And Garden City, though, goes without the goal.
good choice
As
by
Kevin
Trombley
said.
because there was no one to center it to anyways. at the time that he had
It was
the
a
ball.
4-on-2, but he had the entire offense beat himself. There's Trombley again. Gets the shot off, the same thing. And Kearney comes out. Let's see if this one counts. It does.
Schwartz again.
All
So
right.
Schwartz gets his goal.
So we're going to guess with about 10 minutes left in the half, Schwartz with a goal evens it up 1-1. And Garden City is putting out a lot of pressure on Allen Park.
Trombley couldn't have timed that any better. It was a perfect center to Schwartz, and Schwartz just popped it right in there.
So we've got a 1-1 tie, as we said, with about 10 minutes left in the first half. Garden City, who has had most of the offense here, finally puts one in the net. Here come the Chargers. Out of bounds, throw in Garden City. Horvath, or Rasmussen, rather, will make the throw in for Garden City.
Budka boots it up there. Up to Schwartz.
Far side and a throw in for Garden City. This is Trombley. Ball still just stuck right there. A number of players trying to get control, and no one able to get it past the other. And the whistle will be a throw in now for the Chargers. And there's Allen Park, Intercity Baptist in the middle. They just dump it in. Schwartz there will clear it back to the Garden City goalkeeper Lamazzo, as we have a 1-1 tie with about 10 minutes left in half number one. And a whistle on the far side as Horvath, I don't know what the call was, actually.
I don't either. Might have been a handball on the Chargers.
I thought it was going to be a dangerous play against Horvath, and then it turns out to be against Intercity Baptist.
Garden City gets a free indirect kick.
And a nice play there by Schwartz to keep the ball from going out of bounds. There for Garden City and being pushed off the ball is Gene Boyce, so we might get a free kick. Let's see.
It's not in the penalty area, so it'll be an indirect free kick. The Chargers making their wall.
And we're getting some shoving down there. Bill Trombley, and that's Dave Kalis, as Trombley tries to tell Kalis where to stand. So we'll have to see who'll take it. Trombley is there for Garden City, as is Horvath. Trombley fakes it, gives it to Horvath. Horvath shoots, and it's just wide. Doug Kearney was extended to his fullest, but the ball goes just wide of the net, in Garden City with an opportunity to make it 2-1. Just missed to convert.
Garden City should have timed it out a little better there. Risha was right in there almost. As Horvath took the shot.
Trombley gave it to Horvath, and then Horvath got the shot on goal.
They should have passed it up to Risha because he was there all by himself. Gene Boyce there heads it up to Mike
and
Risha.
They keep it up, a 1-on-4. Here comes the Garden City players trailing up now. That's Risha. First ball control he's seen in this one, as a matter of fact. Out of bounds, throw in for Garden City.
Garden City's offense in total command in this half, almost.
Engel out top now to Schwartz. And again, the goalkeeper, Doug Kearney, with another save. Unofficial count, he's got about half a dozen saves in this one. Out of bounds now, throw in, a little bit of confusion between the officials. They kind of shrugged their shoulders, and it'll go to Allen Park Intercity Baptist.
Budka kicks it up to Horvath. Horvath over to Engel. Engel right almost loses it.
Right back up into the midfield area, and that one will go near to the stripe.
Roundhouse there by Schwartz.
Kept in by Garden City. A little indecision there, and there's going to be
another
a whistle.
Shove.
So it'll be an indirect free kick now for Horvath. He won't take it, though, and it'll be Budka who takes it. Garden City sends about 6 men in now. And right to one of the Chargers. Intercity Baptist very good on that high kick, not kicking it out of bounds. They just put it straight up where they are. Coming out is Kearney for the Chargers. But the Chargers, they pop it up. They don't get those errant kicks that end up going out of bounds. They keep the ball right with them. If they've got to kick it straight up, it's almost like a header. Played ahead now. This is Hopper.
Nice defensive play there by Jason Bruce.
And there's a fan by McMahon. And a whistle. And apparently, A dangerous play call. Apparently, one of the Garden City players might have got a piece of one of the Allen Park players.
This will be an indirect free kick for Garden City.
And Lamazzo comes all the way out to take it back and does just that. As McMahon tries to move in on him.
Mazzo kicks it upfield there to Risha, but the ball goes out of bounds.
And it'll be a throw-in now for the Chargers. Defensively there for Garden City is Boucher.
Boucher up to Boyce, but Boyce misses the header. It goes on to number 7.
That's Miles for the Chargers. And on the far side again is Schwartz. Schwartz with ball control. Gets off the shot. It's a weak one. Loose ball. And it is good. The follow-up.
I didn't see who scored that.
9.
Schwartz,
I
think.
I believe it was 9. I think it was Horvath who followed up. He's the one taking all the high fives. So Horvath, with a number of players in there, ends up with the goal. And 2-1, Garden City on top. So they're leading a very good Allen Park Intercity Baptist team. The assist there, who was in there with him?
Schwartz, I think. It was
Okay.
Schwartz or Horvath. I didn't see who scored it.
I'm going to give it to Horvath. Schwartz has already got one. So 2-1, Garden City on top.
Different
First half
game
action.
from the first game. Last game they were out, the whole team was on defense. This time everybody's playing offense.
And the
And doing
defense
a
is
good
staying
job.
back playing their position. The Allen Park Intercity Baptist team with a little bit of a debate as to whether that one should have counted. So we're having things held up a little with approximately 5 minutes left in the half. And the Garden City, or the Allen Park goalkeeper, rather, comes over to the bench. And the Garden City players now begin to leave the field to get some water. Allen Park with a strong argument as the official sends them back, and no matter what the argument, the score is 2-1 Garden City. Garden City with a lot of offensive pressure. Everybody spread out in this one. Nobody clustered. Nobody getting caught behind. And Garden City has been able to move 4 men forward every time they get the ball.
One thing about this Garden City team, their offensive line, if somebody misses, there's always someone to follow it up there. And that's what you need. You don't want somebody just a lone guy up by the net like before.
There's a lot of solo work in that first game where there was no player following up on Garden City.
And that's what you need if you're going to score, because most of the time you're not going to score the first time.
Horvath there on the far side now. It goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in now for the Chargers. Time beginning to... we've got approximately... Well, the time now is a little questionable. This one will go out of bounds near the end line. And Garden City will get control back.
Goal kick.
I have a feeling at least I was, I'll give you the blame, about 10 minutes off in every one of those times that we've had. So I think we've got about 10 minutes left in this one instead of about 5 minutes now. And throwing in for Garden City is Boucher. And back in, well, I won't say back in. Going back in is Kasperick for Garden City, and going out is Engel. Zuch, I believe, is still out of there. Quick player check. Don't see him on the bench, but I don't see him on the field either. Throw in for Garden City.
Up to Risha.
There's Budka for Garden City. And making the play there was Horvath. He plays it back. Garden City now having a little bit of trouble getting organized. That's Tremblay. Plays it to the far wing. In the middle now is Kasperick. He loses it. And one of the Allen Park
Budka with
players
a trip
is
there, I
tripped.
think.
And it'll be an indirect free kick now for Allen Park Intercity Baptist.
So Budka's 2 for 2 in the tripping area.
And he's got caught both times.
Butka's a very aggressive player too, but in the wrong ways from what I understand the other players.
There's a play up into the penalty area, whistle. And I guess a little pushing.
The indirect free kick for Garden City.
A little bit of confusion there. Some of the players not aware play had started. Baptist right back there. McMahon gets the shot off. There were 4 Garden City players clustered together. And when the play was finally made, 2 of them really caught dead feet. On the far side now, defensively for Garden City is Jason Bruce. He gets it up to midfield. There for
Nice
Garden City, I
pass there
believe
to
it's
Schwartz.
Tremblay. Oh, that's Schwartz, okay. And in the middle, for Garden City is Boyce. One of the Allen Park players just sat right on the ball. Boyce unable to play it. Nice try by number 9, Jeff Martin, on the far side to keep the ball from going out of bounds. Here comes Zutch back into the contest now. We get a whistle. And
Who came
He's
off?
going-
Risha? No, I think Engel came off.
can't tell. I didn't see anybody come off. There, Engel is on the bench. Okay. Defensively now played back to the goalkeeper for Garden City, Matt Lamazzo. We've got less than 10 minutes remaining in the first half. There's Trombley on this wing. He plays it to Risha. On this side now is Horvath. Horvath, he's got somebody in the middle. That's Zutch. Horvath tries to keep it in. Gets the shot behind the net. Zutch was coming up the midfield area to make the play, but a little too late. And Horvath took the ball just a little too far.
So, Intercity Baptist will get a goal kick. Taking the goal kick is Miles. Up to Zutch. Zutch misses it, though. Butka in there with another trip. So, Intercity Baptist will get another indirect free kick.
Garden City, nice bounce on that one.
Butka bringing it up over to Trombley.
Trombley's got
Trombley.
3 men up. Burns one of the players.
And it's a foot race with Trombley. Horvath
Nice
is
ball control.
in comes Risha.
And played over midfield now. A 2-on-3 for the Chargers. That one goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Garden City. As Hopper turned out to be the last one to touch that. Into Trombley now. Trombley loses it. Wensley with ball control. Wensley shoves Zutch. And Wensley wants a call from the official. Apparently Zutch with a little bit of activity before that. And we get a handball call, wrist ball as the official says. And it'll be an indirect free kick for Trombley, and Dave Kalis kind of holding on the ball as Trombley wants a call from the official. Intercity Baptist plays very close to the European game. They're very
Obnoxious.
physical. Very physical. They don't do you any favors. They don't give you the ball when it's your throwing.
And they
make you
question
work for it.
everything.
Trombley boots it far wing now. Bicycle kick.
by...
Let's see who that was.
Oh, that was Horvath. Excellent bicycle kick there.
He had the open area. And there's Butka for Garden City with the header. He gets it back defensively. There's Zutch. Zutch with it. Now, Zutch has moved back to a midfielder rather than a forward.
Over to
and
Trombley
Garden
on
City
the
has
wing.
left
Back
Risha
to
up as
Zutch.
the forward. Zutch back to Butka. Played up and broken up by the Chargers. This is Zutch. Zutch plays it ahead, but nobody there in the slot. And there again is Zutch, and it goes off his foot out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Chargers. And Garden City has juggled their players around position-wise a little here now. Played ahead, that's 17 for Garden City defensively. Matt Boucher, rather.
No mercy with these refs. Garden City does no wrong.
Very tightly called game so far also. 2-1, Garden City leads, approximately 7.5 minutes remaining in half number 1. A lot of action ever since the opening kickoff. Not much dead time in this one.
Zutch passes it up there, but Risha wasn't there to take the pass.
And therefore, the Chargers is Wensley. And he'll take an indirect free kick. I guess he just wanted to keep ball control. 16 is Orthner. Orthner has his shot stopped by 17 Boucher, who has a little bit of trouble staying on his feet. Continued to make the play, though, out of bounds. A throw in now for the Chargers. Is Trombley there defensively for Garden City.
Good play by Trombley. An official trip, it looked like.
Hopper with the throw in. Loose ball. That one deflected out of bounds. We'll have to see which way the official rules it. It'll be a throw in for the Chargers. 2-1, Garden City leading. Goal scored for Garden City by Schwartz and Horvath. McMahon with his goal for Allen Park Intercity Baptist. Defensively very physical up front. And it'll be a goal kick for Garden City as Allen Park looking for a call there. One of their players down, Lyle Wensley.
They thought it would be a trip there, I think. They're complaining.
But it'll be a goal kick.
Scott Reese was in there having a conference with the ref. I think he was trying to telling the ref Garden City tripped him.
And time is stopped on our watches. We show 5 minutes remaining in the half, but that's the second time we've shown 5 minutes remaining in the half, so we'll play it by ear. But there is
Wensley talking to the ref now.
yellow card is the
yellow
call, and a little bit of a delayed yellow card.
Yellow card
And
to Wensley?
I assume it's Wensley. It has to be. He's there. So apparently he put up a little too much of a stink, and Wensley with the yellow card.
He better keep his mouth shut or they'll red card him. He'll be gone.
Yellow card is, 2 of those is a red card. A referee can give a red card immediately. And Kevin goes to the book. Played out now to about midfield. Garden City with a definite advantage now with in defending Wensley, and that he'll be a little apprehensive, worried about another yellow card. Little stutter step for Boucher. Finally gets the throw in now. And it comes back to the goalie now for Garden City, Lamazzo. Lamazzo gets a nice boot off. This one out to about midfield. Just short of the circle. And in there for Garden City was number 21, Brian Schwartz, but he gets the call. I thought it would go against him, but he got it in his favor. And Garden City will get the indirect free kick. This is Rich Kasparek now on the far wing. As we enter the final minutes of play in the first half. Zutch, the only one there for Garden City, close enough to do anything with that, but it's too far onto the goalie. And a goal kick now for the Chargers. The header by Wensley. Broken up again by Garden City. Garden City very successful today in the defensive and offensive categories.
Trombley took advantage of that mistake there by the Charger player.
And again played back to the goalkeeper, Doug Kearney. 2-1, Garden City on top. First half action. Garden City with 2 consecutive goals after Allen Park scored early in this one. No handball call there. And we get a whistle. Dangerous play is the call from the official. And Garden City will take the indirect free kick. Inside of 3 minutes in our watch, but again, the officials keep their own clock. And no official clock for any level of soccer, with the exception of the indoor brand.
I see quite a bit of misconduct here from this Inner City Baptist team.
Been a very physical game. Not quite the level where you'd call it a dirty game yet.
No, it's a very good game.
The throw in now for the Chargers. Inner City Baptist knows how to play. There for Garden City defensively is Rasmussen, and it'll be a throw in now for the Cougars.
High kick there by Budka. The whistle wouldn't have blown. He would have got a dangerous play, I think. There's no reason to kick way over your head when the ball's not near you.
Stretching his legs. Trombley there defensively for Garden City, in control for the Chargers. Kalis. And again, Garden City swarming defensively. The shot off by Kalis. Wide of the net, though, and high. And the Chargers try for another one of those where the first goal they scored, McMahon, their only goal, from about 35 yards out, just managed to pop it over Lamazzo's head with a weak shot, but just enough to clear the goalie's head.
This Inner City Baptist plays a lot more physical than even Livonia Stevenson, who Garden City played in their first game. Stevenson, the runners-up in Class A state championship last year.
And the players, though, definitely are more loosened up and into the season, much more so than they were opening day. And I imagine the players will get a little more physical as the year goes on, and they become a little more accustomed to play.
A lot of the Garden City players played in the Garden City Soccer League, and they didn't play a physical game of soccer. They didn't push, they didn't shove.
Very finesse game. Offsides, I think, is going to be the call. Nope.
But this being Garden City's 7th game, and I think they're used to the physical game. Now they're starting to play more physical.
We've got a yellow card on the goalie.
So.
Apparently a little too much lip from Doug Kearney. So 2 yellow cards now given to this Charger team. And apparently,
So yellow card for misconduct. Must have been lippy with somebody.
the Chargers going to have to be very careful now, since the officials are already watching for them and watching for misconduct from them. We have got a fantastic day for a soccer game. Temperatures only in the 60s and sunny skies, a nice breeze, and just ideal conditions to play this, unlike the opener when it was about 95 degrees.
Rainy, drizzly.
Yeah,
hot.
off and on. Humid, but very cool. No humidity at all. So Garden City gets to throw in the Chargers with 2 yellow cards, and we are very close to the end of the first half. My watch shows it over, but we'll wait for the officials' clock. Two to 1, Garden City on top in this one.
The officials don't seem to be checking their watches a lot, so there must be a couple of minutes left.
Right. There should have been a handball call, but there wasn't. Incidental to the play, I guess, is the officials' ruling. Zutch comes back for Garden City there to try to make the play.
Not too many people here for this Garden City. More people were here in their opening game.
Garden City 1-4-1 on the season. Here's the play ahead, and there for the Chargers, number 8, Lyle Wensley, but the Cougars breaking it up. There's one behind the net. It'll be a goal. No, you get a, there's a check of the watch, and I wasn't that far off. So the score as we go into halftime, the Garden City Cougars 2, the Allen Park Inner City Baptist Chargers 1. Our goals in the first half. McMahon with a goal at approximately 25 minutes of the first half, unassisted. That made it 1-0. Garden City then scored. Schwartz at about 20 minutes of the first half with an assist from Trombley. That tied it up 1-1. Horvath with a goal with an assist from Schwartz. That made it 2-1, and that's how it ended. Garden City 2, Allen Park Inner City Baptist 1. And we will be back with second half action right after this.
Carlton, do you know what I'd be if I were in the 3rd grade?
The only kid that shaves.
No, I'd be a Cub Scout. Cub Scouts have fun learning all kinds of new things.
Like talking without moving your lips.
Oh, boys should join the Cub Scouts so they could be with other boys their own age.
Where are you going to find a pack of middle-aged Cub Scouts?
No, I'm talking about you joining the Cub Scouts.
I am a Cub Scout.
Oh, that's right. What are you, a bobcat, a wolf, a bear?
I'm a crow.
We are back at Garden City's Bill Pinnell Athletic Field with the Garden City Cougars ready to take on the Allen Park Inner City Baptist Chargers in second half action. Garden City leads in this one by a score of 2-1, and Allen Park Inner City Baptist with a lot of regrouping to do. I think they came in here expecting a cakewalk, and just as Bishop Gallagher might have expected a cakewalk in the game against Garden City in football the other day, Garden City gave them a whale of a first half.
But this is the second half.
That's right, and the football team didn't fare too well in the second half, so we'll have to see how the other football team fares in the second half. Garden City did dominate defensively, and Allen Park seems to be a little rattled. 2 yellow cards passed out in the first half. Lyle Wensley with 1, and the goalkeeper Doug Kearney with 1. So we'll have to see what does occur.
And the Chargers come fighting right back.
On the far side, defensively for Garden City is Boucher. He tries to make the play. Handling the ball is Hopper, and he will get
The indirect free kick.
and he takes it, and the header is wide. So Inner City Baptist may be a little too excited and maybe trying to work a little too quick in this one. And Garden City will get the goal kick.
Jason Bruce taking the goal kick for Garden City.
Lamazzo hasn't really impressed me in there from the kicking standpoint. He hasn't had much work as goalie today, but he hasn't really booted the ball too far. As we get a whistle, and it'll go against Garden City. I didn't see it.
No one boots as good as Hamburg does, though.
Even with the crutch and the cast. So it'll be an indirect free kick for Lyle Wensley as Garden City sets up a defensive wall. 3 men up front. Wensley fakes it off, and that one is right into Lamazzo's hands, but he bobbles it. And
That's a nice boot there by Lamazzo up to Boyce. Boyce hit it off his chest.
he plays it ahead to Harold Daniels, who didn't see much action in the first half. We're getting some shoving between Daniels and Weston on the far side. So it'll be a throw-in now? No, wait a minute. We're getting
Indirect free kick
Indirect- I don't
by
know.
the Chargers.
I looked down for a second, and I looked up and I saw Trombley as if he was going to take the
Straight up
throw-in.
by Budka.
And Hopper there for the Chargers.
Nice
And a-
shove there by the Charger. Garden City will get an indirect free kick.
That was Dave Callis. On the far side now. Allen Park again with the throw-in.
Budka tries to make the defensive play, misses it, and that'll give it to Jason Bruce.
And he plays it to where no one is, actually.
Casper
And-
kicks it out of bounds.
So it'll be a throw-in again for the Chargers, and Inner City Baptist with some opportunities here early. They've had control in what little time has transpired here in the first half. Less than 5 minutes into it, Garden City leads 2-1 as Lamazzo comes out and makes the save.
Lamasso's starting to make the kicks that he should be making.
Oh, just because I said that. Loose ball coming up for Garden City, I believe was Budka. And it's taken away by number 3, Craig McMahon, the owner of the only goal in this one. Zutch looks like he's back at that forward position now. He played it ahead to Boyce, but a little too far in. The Chargers covered up.
Boyce all by himself up there.
Budka makes the play. I know-
Horvath steals it away from the Chargers.
When Budka tries to turn around, he kind of swings his arms to get his balance and to get his momentum.
Harold takes it up.
And it's deflected out of bounds, and it'll be...
A throw-in for Garden City.
This is great. I start the sentences and you finish them. What more could you ask for?
You take the verbs, I'll take the adjectives.
So it'll be a throw-in now for Garden City. They're right up front, and unable to do anything with it was Gene Boyce. Throw-in was out of bounds, actually. And it'll be a goal kick now for the Chargers. Right in the face Horvath takes that one. And it's cleared out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Garden City. Dan York along with Kevin Kramus. We're at Bill Pennell Athletic Field, where the Cougars are taking on the Chargers of Intercity Baptist, and they clear it out. So far, no serious injuries in this one.
So Rasmussen kicks it up and says, I should have had a V8.
Garden City with good offensive pressure again. They've got 5 players deep. This is Tremblay. Tremblay lets one loose, and it goes! From about 35 yards, Tremblay just cuts loose with one, and I thought it was going to be through the uprights, but
So
it
did I.
came down,
I think the goalie thought it was going to be through the uprights. He just stood there.
just cleared Kearney, and Garden City leads it 3-1.
Kearney looked up as it was going over his head, and it went right over his head. Went in the net.
So Tremblay unassisted with that one.
I think Trombley was just trying to center it more or less.
And we're about 35 minutes into the first half, or second half rather, and Garden City leads it, as we said, by a score of 3-1. And for Tremblay, that is goal number 4. So, Garden City with a 3-1 lead over the Chargers of Allen Park Intercity Baptist, and it's played ahead to Hopper now to go out of bounds and be a throw-in for Garden City.
Kasperick back in the lineup for Garden City. He only played about 5-10 minutes first half and went off.
And Brian Schwartz is out. So is Ingalls, and Risha. So everybody's getting some playing time. And Garden City's coach, George Vella, able to rotate his players in and out, and he's gotten good production from the different lines that he's used.
Doing a very good job. Garden City plays a 3-3-4. 3 forwards, 3 halfbacks, and 4 defensemen.
But they have been throwing that 4th man up on occasion, taking him from the midfield.
Garden City's coach said before the game, he said it's not how many points we score because we only have 3 offensemen. He said only 1 point and you'll win the game. So,
In this case, it was 2.
yep. Kasperick will take the throw-in for Garden City.
Garden City leads this one 3-1. We haven't seen that somersault throw-in from
That might have been outlawed over there by the ref.
or by the coach.
It looked good, but it
As
didn't.
long as both of your feet are on the ground when you release the ball, that's fine.
And if your hands go directly over your head. And his did.
That was clean. On the far wing,
Oh,
or
nice
actually in the
play
middle,
by Jason Bruce.
Wensley, who took it in, and it's stripped away from Martin. Played ahead, chasing it. It'll be out of bounds, and a throw-in now for the Chargers. But on the far side was Harold Daniels chasing that one down. And Garden City playing a rather inspired soccer game.
Looked like a handball there. He picked it right up.
Oh my. If Boucher had any stick up on his hands, he never would have got that ball off. And it goes into the goal. He just shoveled it out, and the referee missed it completely.
Both refs missed it.
Interesting, and they were calling everything before. There's a foot race. The ball played back to Kearney, the goalkeeper. And going in to intimidate him is Gene Boyce. And I tell you what, if you want to have some fun right now, Garden City probably is going to start getting lippy with Kearney since he's got the yellow card already, and see if they get him to retaliate. Going in by himself and getting the shot off was Wensley, but Lamazzo right there to make the save.
Almost slipped out under Lamazzo.
Interesting, normally a goalkeeper will wear a completely different outfit from the regular roster. All Lamazzo's doing is wearing the home or the away jersey. This year, the teams have to have home and away jerseys, ruled by the Michigan State High School Athletic Association. As you see, Butka played over to Trombley because there was too much confusion where teams had the same same colors. So Garden City with their white, and this is the first time I've seen it. Completely different, as a matter of fact, from their.
Because you need a light and a dark is what they're trying to get, and
So we've got a white and orange. And it's funny because when West was open, orange was the light color and black was the dark color.
black's as dark as they get.
Yeah. There for Garden City, turning the wrong way was Horvath.
The Mazzo, nice defensive play.
This team
And
is
boots it up to almost midfield there.
This team is not playing like a 1-4-1 team. Well, there's the whistle. I don't know if it's for the throw-in or for the roughing. No call against Daniels for the roughing. And a throw-in for Garden City. There's Budka with it for Garden City now. He tries to play it back to Trombley, but puts it over the end line.
Trombley just not tall enough.
And another throw-in for the Chargers. Garden City 3, Allen Park Intercity Baptist 1. Dan York along with Kevin Kramus here at Garden City Junior High School. Bill Pennell Athletic Field as Zutch is really
Slide tackling like crazy.
played into the midfield area and booted back by the Chargers.
Looked like a little roughing there by number 1, Rich Hopper there with Boucher, but nobody called anything.
Cross-field pass. Finally, the ball touches the ground.
Horvath kicks it upfield.
And he's got Zutch. Zutch with a foot race. Burns the goalie. Zutch. 4-1. With about 30 minutes remaining in the contest.
Garden City takes the commanding
Oh,
lead.
yeah. Zutch just burned the goalie, Kearney, who had come out.
I thought Kearney was going to grab the ball, too. Zutz kicked it right out of his hands.
Do we make that assisted or unassisted? It was a played
That was
ahead to him, but I'm not sure I caught the player that got the ball, but it was played ahead way from midfield.
Who played it up to, man?
That's what I lost track of. But Zutch...
It was assisted, but I didn't see. Nice kick by the cheerleader.
If you see in the bottom of the screen, just barely, and there you see the shot. They have cheerleaders at Allen Park Intercity Baptist. A lot of the small Class D and C schools don't have football, and this is their varsity sport. I called over to Allen Park Intercity Baptist today to ask about the team. As you see, a frustrated Dave Callis just take a shot, a real cheap shot at
Horvath.
That's Horvath, and Horvath just tosses the ball away, and we're going to probably see some fisticuffs before this one is over. As you see, this one played right back to the Garden City goalkeeper, Lamazzo. But I asked about the team, and the secretary asked whether I was talking about JV or varsity, and I haven't heard of too many junior varsity soccer teams. So it shows that they do have a decent soccer program, and that's the main sport there, the big sport for the boys in the fall. We get a whistle. And it'll be a throw-in for Garden City. Much cheaper than football, and some claimed it was the sport of the future for high schools because of the cost. It's catching on slowly. It's catching on much better at the high school level than it has at the pro level, but it's still not your big ticket sport, and the crowd here of less than about 40 people is indication of that.
Like you said, it's big in the Class D, the Class C schools. It doesn't cost much, and when you only have 500 kids in your school,
You don't have the money.
have too many people to play football anyways.
Right.
With no size.
There are some fine Class D schools, as you see the shot go far and wide. Detroit St. Martin de Porres is one of those. As a matter of fact, they're the only team with 2 losses ranked in the top 10 by the News and the Free Press. But it may catch on. It may in some future years turn out to be the sport for high schools as money becomes tighter. But right now, football is still the big ticket item.
More people play soccer in this okay.
This country? Is that what you're going to call it? Yeah.
I guess you could say that. In this country, more people do play soccer.
Than any other sport, and it's funny that there is no pro, with the exception of the indoor game, which is not, the indoor game is completely different. It's got nothing to do with this.
The big sports in Garden City are baseball and hockey, and I think soccer's coming in there.
It sure is. As an amateur, as a club and a recreational sport, it sure is.
I think parents feel safer having their kids playing soccer than they do.
It's a lot cheaper than buying that hockey equipment. Holy cripe.
An injury, the risk of an injury isn't as bad in soccer as it is in hockey.
We get a
or in
whistle,
baseball.
and number 8, Lyle Wensley,
So,
will get an indirect free kick. Or no, it's a direct free kick he's going for, judging by the way the players are set up.
it's an indirect because the players are standing in front of them. Nice stop
Lamazzo.
there by Lamazzo.
So it's only direct if it's a one-on-one situation?
Yeah,
All right, no, I thought that was considered a penalty kick.
and that's only if there's a penalty in the goalie box,
Okay. I've referred to that differently.
in the penalty area.
Right. And it'll be another indirect free kick for the Chargers.
They
Played
don't
into
take time to set up like Garden City does.
Well, they're trying to catch Garden City off guard.
Off guard.
There's Tremblay. He's guarded 2-on-1. He had some pretty good ball control under the circumstances. In there should have been a handball call. There wasn't. The shot was taken by Scott Reese, but the handball should have been called there in the middle. I believe that was number 8. That was Lyle Wensley. And no call. And we have an injury on the field with, call it 35 minutes left in this one. Garden City leads 4-1. The Cougars, after giving up a goal about 15 minutes into this one, took control. And they have been in control of the game ever since. Right now, play getting a little ragged and a little bit sloppy. Out of bounds and another throw-in for Garden City. Let's take this opportunity right now to pause for station identification. You're watching Omni Edition Sports Cougars 85. And this is Channel 17, McLean Hunter, Garden City, where every Wednesday and Thursday you'll see Kevin Kramus do GC Trivia Challenge. There you see, going in during the ID with the goal, Lyle Wensley. So it's a 4-2 game now as Lyle Wensley takes it in for the second goal of the game for the Chargers. So 4-2 is our score now with approximately 35 minutes left. Correction, 25 minutes. I'm having a lot of fun with this. 25 minutes left here in the game. And as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, 7 o'clock, Wednesday, Thursday, Kevin Kramus GC Trivia Challenge. I have a feeling that ID is a bad omen. Defensive play by Garden City as one of the players just managed to get his back up there in Allen Park Inner City Baptist now with a lot of pressure. Carrying the ball is Wensley. And Lamazzo with the defensive play, and the bench for the Chargers getting rather fired up. Zutch there for Garden City. He'll get the throw and tries to clear it out, and it goes off one of the Garden City players out of bounds. That's number 9, Horvath. And a few too many people on the sidelines right now as Horvath wants to come out. He's hurt. The shot wide. Horvath wants the substitution, and the official now telling the people to back off the field. There's just too many of them out there, and Inner City Baptist has brought their entire school.
All 50 of them.
And we've got a stoppage now as Horvath is hurt.
Official timeout.
George Vella, well, I'm not sure he got it is the thing. George Vella just
Came right on the field.
Yeah, he's trying to keep Horvath in there, but Horvath isn't going to stay, and Ingles going to go back in now to replace Horvath. That's a big... That's a big loss for Garden City. And they've got enough losses as it is, as the ball played back right to the goalie. And the Chargers keep it in. A whistle and an offsides call, possibly against the Chargers.
I think so. That's what it looks like. That'll be an indirect free kick for Garden City.
4-2, the Chargers with the goal, attempting to come back.
Jason Bruce will take the kick.
We're at Bill Pennell Field. Dan York along with Kevin Kramus.
It'll be Garden City's throw-in. Went off the head of a Charger player.
So Garden City will get the ball on the other side of midfield.
Angle.
Wensley, by the way, in Class D last year was All-State. He's the fellow with the yellow card. He was All-State in soccer, so some talent, obviously, on this Charger team. Wensley with that last goal. And for Wensley, that's goal number 18. Out of bounds and throw in Garden City. Zutch's goal, and we didn't mention that either, was goal number 4. So we're a little remiss in not passing along the statistics as they develop. Back in now is Brian Schwartz for Garden City, as is Gene Boyce coming off for the Cougars. Let's see now.
Tony Schmidt, looks like to me.
And also coming out there for Garden City, Harold Daniels. So Garden City with the throw-in.
I think Tony got hit in the head. He's holding his face.
There for Garden City, right back in is Schwartz. He pops it in right at the goal. And Kearney with a great save.
Good thing, because Zutch was standing right there to follow it up.
An incredible shot by Schmidt from behind the net almost, and got it out in front.
Schwartz.
What did I say, Smith?
Schmidt.
Schmidt, Schwartz, Smith, Jones, Doe, all those people. There's Rasmussen.
That was a hook shot. Good hook shot.
And there for
Garden City is Daryl Zutch. Slide tackle, kicks it out of bounds.
Reese is there for the Chargers, and Reese will take the throw-in. We get a whistle as the official instructs Reese where to make that throw-in from. And there's the somersault, and he accomplishes everything as Bruce almost heads it in to the goal. I assume there was a set play, but it sure was dangerous looking, if nothing else, as Lamazzo made the play rather easily. That's something that Reese does.
That time it worked, though. The first time he did it, it didn't go anywhere.
Indirect free kick now, and taking the shot and putting it through the uprights is
3 points.
Wensley.
So that'll make the score. No, wrong sport. Okay.
Wrong sport. Into the game now is number 2. That's Tim Veenstra. He checks in for the second time today, replacing Brad Miles for the Chargers. So 4-2, a lot of action. 80 minutes of soccer to be played, and we have killed through 60 of those. 20 minutes remaining and a lot of action so far. Trombley on the far side. He's still got it. He's going to take one of those long runs. It looks like plays it in midfield area now. Broken up by Allen Park Intercity Baptist. There for Garden City is Budka. Budka has Engel right with him. Carries it. Defended and a whistle against the Chargers. An indirect free kick for Garden City. The call goes against Dave Callis. And Budka will drop it off. And coming up the back door now for Garden City is 15, Kasparek. It's put up towards the net. And the goalkeeper with a rather dangerous play there. Almost got his hand on it while it was still in play.
I thought he did.
He seemed to be a lot more confident about it, and there didn't seem to be any question on the call.
More confident than I was.
Playing it ahead, and this is Zutch. Zutch gets it past the defender, Ed Green. Garden City keeping some play right here. Right there with the header, accidentally, even though it was Kasparek. And here comes number 8, Lyle Wensley. Little Wensley going in, and he's fouled, and that's short of the penalty area, so a good play by Garden City.
Good play by Jason Bruce.
And Wensley's going to take the shot real quick, pops it up wide, and a great play if you think about it, because they got him before he was in the penalty area, and that little guy is going to score if he goes in.
He was all by himself. You can't get in offsides that way.
And so Garden City will take the goal kick now. He isn't, and you can see why he's got 18 goals on the season. You look at him stature-wise, size-wise, you wouldn't think that, but he's a whale of a soccer, whatever sport this is.
I don't know.
Soccer player. Kasparek comes out, and Horvath is back in.
I don't know if Jason Bruce meant to do that intentionally or what, but excellent play.
Yeah, it's tough to think about, especially when these lines are as hard to see as these are. This is not a well-lined
yellow
field. Yeah. Defensively, there for Garden City was Boucher, and We'll have to see what the call is. It'll be a goal kick for Garden City, so a good break for this Cougar team. 4-2. Garden City on top, and Old Youth is tongue-tied. Weak kick there by Garden City's goalie, Lamazzo. I want to call him Lemon Jello. Remember that pitcher used to be on the Tigers? There on this side now is Horvath. He's got the entire wing to himself. Takes his time now. He wasn't going to take it in by himself. Far side with the header is Schwartz, and he ends up heading it out of bounds. And he's hurt again. Horvath is not ready to stay in this one, it doesn't look like, because he's limping.
He's had cramps in his shins. That's what he's been complaining about.
Horvath with the header. Deflected off one of the Charger players near this wing now. Up top midfield, there's Budka. Back with the header, Bruce. And there's Wensley again. Can he dribble or what? Knocked away by Budka. Defensively there for Garden City is Bruce. 6 for them is Kelez.
Tromley kicks it upfield, keeps it in bounds. It'll be Garden City's throw.
And throw in for Garden City will be taken by Tremblay. 4-2 Garden City on top. And we've got about 14 minutes left in this one, and Horvath's going to come off again. Checking in is Risha.
So Tromley throws it upfield to Gene Boyce. Boyce kicks it up to Schwartz. Schwartz takes it up all by himself.
Gets it up, scores!
So Schwartz all by himself on the breakaway. Passed up by Tromley.
And that is his second goal of the game, his third if we give him the other one, and we may just very well if it turns out like this. But with about 15 minutes left in this one, Garden City now makes it 5-2.
Assisted by Tromley.
Nice setup, Garden City offensively making it work.
I don't think my brother's going to go in the game as he's kicking the ball on the sidelines with crutches.
What an athlete, huh? Just dedicated to the cause. So, for Schwartz, he has goals number
Tromley headed up
2 and 3.
Nice defensive play by number 12 for the Chargers, Weston. So the Chargers come back.
Schwartz with his second and third goals in this one. Garden City leads it 5-2. Good soccer action in this one. A whistle.
Indirect free kick for the Chargers. I didn't hear the call, but I think it was hands off Budka. So
Played ahead Garden City now with a 2-on-1, but goes too far for them. Ingle there now. He's got Budka, and we get a whistle. And it's going Garden City's way. I don't know what the call was. It had to be away from the play. Didn't see anything there with the ball.
Jason Bruce kicks it upfield to Tromley. Tromley misses the header.
And it clears him, and Dave Orthner ends up making the play. Garden City with a lot of pressure in this one. They lead it 5-2. There for the Cougars now is Risha.
Risha up to Schwartz. Schwartz misses it.
Risha right back there. Sliding tackle by Orthner. And Budka plays it over to Ingle now. Ingle has got Zutch on the wing. It's off one of the Charger players. That's number 2, Tim Veenstra, so Garden City will get the throw in.
Ingle throws it into Zutch.
And
Zutch misses it.
cleared out again, but Garden City covering up.
In comes Risha.
He is dangerous, and right there for Garden City, the shot off and wide by
Gene
number
Boyce.
1, Boyce. And I tell you what, Garden City should not be getting these opportunities defensively. The Chargers should be playing a little better. But Garden City, 5-2, they lead it with about 13 minutes left in this one.
Still a lot of time left. But you have to say this is the best game Garden City's played offensively and defensively all season.
Of course, Garden City with a 7-1 win, their only win of the season, against Allen Park coming into this one. So this could be very well win number 2 for the Cougars. A very tough Allen Park Inner City Baptist team. And again, number 8 for the Chargers Wensley with 18 goals on the season, so he is a threat in himself. And here comes the card out again.
To who? Budka.
Going toward the Garden City player, so that looks like Budka.
Budka or Jason Bruce? He's talking to Budka.
Budka seems to be the one questioning it. And apparently Budka did pick up the yellow card, so some of the overzealous defensive play on Budka's part comes back to haunt him now.
So Budka has to keep his mouth shut for the game now. 2 yellow cards and you're gone.
And a red card, as we said, amounts to...
2 yellow cards.
This amounts to a one... Thanks, Kevin. Amounts to a 1-game suspension. Following that, we don't know the Garden City player that had the red card coming into this one, Horvath. We don't know why he's playing. Shot right on goal. And again, for Garden City, covered up by Lamazzo. And Lamazzo again will take the short hop. Clear it out, just short of the circle.
Get some practice in his kicking.
And there for the Chargers is the little guy. 8 gets a shot off and beats the goalie Lamazzo. So Wensley
Just made it inside there.
his second goal of the game, number 19 on the season, and it's 5-3.
Lamazzo dove for it, but just wasn't there.
Approximately 10 minutes remaining in this one, so it's not over yet.
A lot of scoring done in this game.
So as we said, Wensley with 19 goals on the season. He's a senior, and Garden City kicks it off.
Garden City boots it way upfield.
Coming out is the goalie, Doug Kearney. Zutch gets in there, makes the steal. Nice play! Unfortunately, Zutch was on his rear end and couldn't get up to keep the ball from going out of bounds. He made a nice play, though, defensively.
He got up pretty quick, too, but the ball
He
was
almost-
moving faster than he
Almost.
was.
There's Risha, number 7 on the far wing. Coming up, Trombley now to cover up. Garden City's got 5 men in, 4 back, so they've got the offensive power up front. This is Trombley. Trombley, good ball control, gets one off. This is Risha. Risha, far wing to Zutch. Zutch gonna have to chase it down. He gets ball control and has it taken away from him by number 2, Veenstra. It'll be out of bounds and a throw in now for the Garden City Cougars.
Oh, Garden City attempting a power play here.
Ingle into Trombley.
6-man upfield.
Bounces one up. There's Trombley again. And Ingle there to cover up, and a whistle is one of the players now. That's Garden City, and that's Zutch. Zutch took a foot in the leg.
The knee, I think, or thigh. Just cramped him
Just
up
above,
a little bit.
above his knee.
Zutch is okay.
5-3.
Garden City can't afford to lose anybody else. Oh, almost a trip there by Budka.
So what else is new? Players
He's
piling
3
up
for
now.
3.
Got away with that one, though. And up front now, that's Veenstra who gets the shot off, but Lamazzo again.
Lamazzo doesn't seem to come out of the net that much.
Well, the defense has been covering up for him, so he really hasn't had to. There's been
Zutch flying
Zutch
upfield. Zutch
with the steal,
all
takes
by
it right
himself.
away, gets it off, and it's wide, but Zutch took it right away from Ed Green. Great play by Zutch.
He was all by himself there for a moment.
Got a little over anxious and let it go too quick. He could have went right in on the goalie. Chose not to, let it go, and it was wide. We get a whistle call, and it'll be re-kicked by the goalie. 5-3.
Wheels on that Zutch. He was moving.
It reminds you a lot of those little running backs in the NFL. They're at a crawl until they get the ball, and then they just fly. They walk around like they need a wheelchair until you give them the ball.
Until you give them the
Then
ball.
they fly. And Zutch is hurting out there. He is in pain. Played ahead. Zutch is there. Zutch. Oh, yeah! 2 goals for Zutch.
All by himself again. One-on-one with the goalie.
6-3. Ed Green got burned.
So I think Kearney, the goalie, is a little bit depressed now. Almost all of Garden City's goals, he's hit the ball. He just hasn't stopped it.
6-3 Cougars on top, a rather high-scoring soccer game. And they kick off, and Zutch is right there again.
So, 2 goals for Zutch, 2 goals for Schwartz. I'm going to say Horvath and Trombley also scored.
Trombley with a couple of assists. So, nice balance.
Team effort.
And good defensive play out there today by Trombley and Butka for Garden City, along with Risha. Played ahead now. There's a shove, no call. With the ball for Garden City is Boyce. Garden City now, I think it would be very advantageous as you see the ball kept in on the far wing.
I see Tony Schmidt for Garden City standing down on the sidelines with an ice pack to his forehead, so he must have got kicked in the head or something. He came off field about 15 minutes ago and hasn't been back since.
In the game is Edward Kaza now. I think he was the only Garden City player who hadn't got in up until now, and he was there defensively. Shot off, and nice defensive play by Lamaza just to climb up that pole and knock the ball out of bounds. Very, very advantageous now for Garden City just to try to eat up the clock. About 5-6 minutes left in this one. Harold Daniels going in now for Garden City, and Zutch comes out after a fine game. He may go back in, but I have a feeling he's hurting a little too much to go back into this one.
I think it was just his thigh, so it might be just cramped up. I don't think it hit his knee, but couldn't really tell from here anyways.
He's definitely in pain, though. A goal kick for Garden City. The Cougars lead the Chargers 6-3. We're in the final 10 minutes of play. Dan York along with Kevin Kramus, Omni Edition Sports. A beautiful day at Bill Pannell Field for soccer. There's Wensley on the far side, and he's taken out, and no whistle. Clean play is the call as Wensley decides to camp out and think about it a little bit. He's down in the grass contemplating life's more memorable moments. Played ahead and wide through the goal area up by the scoreboard and just barely rolls out of bounds by the flag, and it'll be a goal kick now for Garden City. Interestingly enough, the player for Allen Park Intercity
Indirect
Baptist.
free kick for Garden City,
Yeah.
I think.
Scott Race chased the ball down for Garden City. So maybe he just didn't know it was Garden City's ball, but you don't see much of that. You let the other team tire themselves out after it.
Jason Bruce will take the kick for Garden City. Bruce played an excellent game on defense for Garden City.
Nice boot right there. Cleared as one of the Charger players. And our watch shows less than 5 minutes remaining in this one. Out of bounds. Throw in Chargers. Number 10 making the throw in. That's Scott Reese.
The somersault throw in.
And a goal. And on the far side, that is number 9 with the goal, Jeff Martin. So Jeff Martin with his 4th goal of the season, making it 6-4, and Intercity Baptist refusing to give up.
Was that somersault throw in that did it for him. Just rocketed it over everybody. And right into Martin's hands, or into his feet.
In two instances when he's done that little somersault throw in,
They benefited by it.
yeah, the first time they didn't score, but they got the ball right into the net area. And there is 10, Scott Reese, who makes those throw-ins. 6-4 is our score with time beginning to run out. We show about 3 minutes left on our clock.
Good thing this is an AstroTurf, because that would really hurt doing that somersault.
Sure would. Out of bounds, goal kick, Garden City. Garden City now needs to really put the pressure on just to bring the ball down and bring it into the Allen Park end, because it'll take Allen Park time, if they do steal it, to bring it back. So you've got to concentrate in getting the ball into the Allen Park end now and working off the clock. Look for the goal situation if it occurs, but only take it if you have to. Garden City taking their time, probably very aware of the clock. And the Allen Park Intercity Baptist fans calling for a delay of game, but they won't get it. It's in. Tell you what, though, if Garden City does stall like that again, I think they might get it. Cleared into the midfield area now. There for Garden City is Daniels. Daniels has it stolen away, though. Brought into the area, and there Butka just makes an errant kick. There for Garden City is Tremblay. Tremblay one-on-one with Callis. Callis over and out of bounds, throw in Garden City. Garden City leads at 6-4. We're in the final moments of this one. There's the over somersault kick. Cleared out that time, though, by the Cougars. Controlling it now is Green. There's Butka.
One-on-one Butka. Looked
No
like
call.
a handball there.
Butka might have shoved the player down, too. Clear it out. He tried to clear it out. There's a shot, and it's wide. And
Goal
it'll be a
kick, Garden City.
Whoa. Allen Park really putting on a clinic right now.
That's one thing Garden City doesn't need is a clinic. They need to put on their own clinic and waste some time.
They need a W right here. Garden City 1-4 and 1 on the season. Their only other win came against Allen Park Public Schools. The officials not looking at their watches yet, so no indication as to when they might have stopped their watch, and we didn't.
In
Coming
comes Bruce.
Good play. Still gets it. Ingle clears it up.
Tries to kick it over to Tromley, but was taken away by number 6.
That is Dave Callis. Played head on the far wing now. Garden City, a lot of white
Bruce,
there.
Boyce, Risha, and Butka in there.
Nice header. No handball.
No hand.
Well, now wait a minute. We didn't hear the whistle.
That was a handball.
But no handball
No.
call.
That was pretty obvious, too. He put his arm up and it hit his hand.
They're going to have to start playing with dye on their arms so if they see anything on the ball, or the other way around, dye on the ball, so if it hits them, they'll see it.
Nice boot there by Jason Bruce. Midfield.
Nearing
So in
the
there for
end
Garden
of,
City is Trombley, Risha. Trombley takes the ball and kicks it upfield.
and playing it back now is Ed Green for the Chargers. Played out, cleared out by Ed Kaza. Nice play to keep it in by Ed Green there for the
Risha.
Chargers. Risha plays it out. Muffs on the shot, though, didn't get it as far as he wanted to. Midfield is Martin now. Martin with the kick. Back to cover up for Garden City.
Boucher.
Into the
Boucher
midfield
kicks it
area
in the-
now. There should have been a high kick call. No whistle, though. Trombley
Trombley
right
takes it.
there.
Garden City seems to be struggling a little bit here. They're
Well, when you know you're close,
Garden
to a
City's
win,
ball, indirect free kick. I think there was a handball there.
nobody from Garden City coming up to take it and sneaking up.
Butka.
A whistle and another throw-in for Garden City.
Schwartz will throw it in. No, Tromley.
Garden City
Indirect
6.
free kick.
Allen Park Intercity Baptist 4. Time nearing completion of the ball game.
Tromley kicks it midfield.
There's Ingle. He just pops it up. They go near to the out-of-bounds area, trying to cover up, and we'll have to see who it went off last. It's off Allen Park. And another throw-in for Garden City. Trombley right there with a new ball. Gets it into the penalty area, trying to clear it out.
Risha in there. Tromley head ball.
Trombley
Kicks
lets
up.
it off, and it's
3 points.
far and wide. Now we got 2 balls on the field as both the ball boys fire one in.
That's one way to get a hat trick. Just kick it through the uprights. 3 points.
Six to 4 is our score. There for Garden City is Ingold. Trombley now. Trombley with a little shoving match with Callis. And it'll be... And Number 7, Mr. Miles may be taking home a yellow card for moving the ball.
Drop ball, is that? Oh,
Oh, why?
I think there was a little discretion in whose ball it was, so that's what you do.
Both officials, the official on the far side said it was Allen Parks. And the official on the near side gave it to Garden City, so it was a drop ball. That has got to be the worst design play. Lyle Wensley.
I never did like them drop balls.
That's dangerous.
Not even when I was a
There it is. 6-4, the final score as Garden City puts away their second win of the season against Allen Park Inner City Baptist. And the Cougars go 2-4-1 on the season, and a lot of goals to go through in the recap. McMahon with the first goal of the game with about 25 seconds remaining in the first half. 1-0 at that time. Schwartz then with an assist from Trombley made it 1-1 with 20 minutes left in the half. Horvath with an assist from Schwartz, 2-1, also in the first half. Second half action now. Trombley with a goal. 5 minutes into the second half, 3-1. That was the score. Zutch with a goal for Garden City, 4-1 with 30 minutes remaining. Wensley came back for Allen Park to make it 4-2 with his 18th goal of the season. Then Schwartz for Garden City with an assist from Trombley, 5-2 for Garden City at that point. Wensley then with number 19 on the season, 5-3 for Allen Park. Garden City still leading at that point, though. 10 minutes left in the second half. 8 minutes left. Zutch scores for Garden City to make it 6-3, and then Martin with the final tally of the game, 6-4, but it wasn't enough as Garden City takes away a rather hard-fought and a very gutsy win from Allen Park Inner City Baptist.
very physical game here by Allen Park's Inner City Baptist, but you just don't win with pushing and shoving all the time. Garden
And 2
City,
yellow cards were handed out.
Garden City got 1 yellow card,
2 for Allen Park,
2
right?
for Allen Park.
All right. Well, Garden City a 6-4 win, and I think if we were to pick offensive player of the game, or a player of the game, really,
We'd have to give it to Zutch.
yeah, I think so with the 2 goals and
Defensive player might go. I'd give it to Bruce. Jason Bruce did one heck of a job today on defense.
Zutch out there with the leg cramps and everything else, but managed to help Garden City to the 6-4 win. So that'll wrap it up from Bill Pinnell Athletic Field in Garden City, Michigan. For Jamie Ratcliffe and Kevin Kramus, I'm Dan York saying so long. Once again, our final, the Garden City Cougars 6, the Allen Park Inner City Baptist Chargers 4.